welcome back to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 has seen a major resurgence recently. As of recording this video, the game has 24,494 players currently playing just on Steam alone. Compare that to this game having a peak player count of 1,540 players just back in April of the same year. I personally love this game, and I think it's great that a resurgence has happened. I think it's great that more people are playing this game now. So today we'll be giving an overview of the game, its game modes, we'll go over the classes, weapons, heroes and villains, and just giving some of my recommendations for things, some of my favorites along the way. So let's just dive in, shall we? So we will start, we'll go over the game modes first. Sorry about that. My cat was wanting to leave right when I wanted to record. Of course, right? Anyways. So Battlefront 2 has 3 game modes, as you can see, single player, co-op, multiplayer. We'll go over single player first. It has the campaign. Campaign's okay. It's a good introduction to the game. Instant action's a good way just to have some chill fun. It's offline, bunch of AI computers. Like pick your map, take command post. If you played classic Battlefront 2, you'll know what this game mode is. It's just single player, unfortunately. Arcade's pretty fun. It's a bunch of like unique scenarios. Like you need to kill a certain amount of enemies in a certain amount of time. You need to get a certain amount of kills doing this like in a specific way. It's stuff like that. You have like a time limit. They're pretty fun, chill, quick. As you can see, this is split screen able. So if you wanted to play with someone, you can. Co-op missions is personally how I play the game. I love the co-op missions. I wish they would delve more into the co-op missions personally, just because I enjoy them so much. But you can pick from any of the eras. You can play as any of the factions. It's like a big scale 4-player co-op. Like you defend the zones, you capture the zones. You can level up all your players as if you were playing on multiplayer. So this is a great way to level up. It's very fun. It's not as hectic as regular multiplayer. Sometimes regular multiplayer can feel a bit overwhelming just because the players that have still played this game they're really good at this game. So they have all the cards, they have all the they've mastered all the characters, so they're just like a walking nuke pretty much, just waiting to destroy everybody. But these are fun. You get to work with people. You get to level your characters up. I personally just love playing co-op. Multiplayer, you have Supremacy, which is like the big game mode. You can pick any of the factions or any of the ages, I guess you could say. But it's like a big team battle. If you play Battlefront 2, or not Battlefront 2, if you play Battlefield, I mean, it's EA and DICE, so it's the same thing pretty much. But it's going to be very similar, just with the Star Wars twist on it. Personally, I think it's great. I mean, you have heroes versus villains. This is a tough game mode. I'm not going to lie. Heroes versus villains is tough. Personally, I don't play it too much, unless I'm trying to do something specific with a specific character. Personally, I would play heroes versus villains over Hero Showdown or Hero Starfighters. Hero Starfighters is probably a great way to level up your Starfighter ships, because otherwise the only way to do it is through Starfighter Assault, and that can be pretty tough too. Not only getting a hero or villain Starfighter, but keeping it enough to level it up. Galactic Assault is simple fun. Starfighter Assault is probably the game mode I play the most on the multiplayer side. I love the flying in this game. I think it's great. It feels great. It's very satisfying to do. And once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun. Blast, pretty much just team deathmatch. You got an extraction game mode. You got an Ewok hunt, which is really fun part. It's kind of like a party mode. But you start as it's almost like Infected, if any of you have ever played COD. One person starts off as a Ewok, as they kill the stormtroopers, if you die as a stormtrooper, you become an Ewok. The goal is to survive, get to the extraction, get extracted. That's how you win. It's pretty fun. It can be pretty tense too, which is nice. Galactic Assault. It's like a simpler version of Supremacy, if I'm not mistaken. But multiplayer, those are pretty much an overview of the game modes. I personally prefer co-op for fun. I play this with my friends. We have a great time. You know, shoot the shit. And it's not too easy either. I mean, sometimes they can feel easy, especially if you have a good team. But there are specific maps that I think are almost set up for it to be harder for you. For example, if you're the Republic and you're attacking Geonosis, beating that level, I've never been able to do it. It is probably the toughest one. It's probably one of the only ones that I haven't actually, like, beat. I mean, there's Camino. You can attack Camino as the droids. That one's pretty tough as well. But yeah, co-op is definitely my favorite. With that, let's go over and begin talking about the classes. So you have 4 starting classes. An Assault, which is like your reg. Heavy, self-explanatory. Officer gives your team a lot of buffs. Good support class. Specialist is the sniper class. So every character, everything you do in this game is all built around the star card system. So each of your classes, each of your characters will have these star cards that you will level up and unlock as your character levels. As you can see, my Assault is level 105, so I have all these star cards. But you level them up, they all give actually great benefits at the top end. Like for this one, just for having this card equipped, I get health every time I get a kill, which is great for survivability, especially in hectic situations. I also have increased battle points, or I gain battle points at an increased rate, I guess I should say. I mean, you have ones like your weapons cool down faster, or it takes a lot longer for your weapon to need to cool down. You have damage resistance. I mean, then you have like ability cards, which are really nice. These are like specialized for each of the class or character that you're using. So for example, the Assault has a thermal detonator, but this is an improved version of that thermal detonator, and you can upgrade it as you go. So the blast radius is increased. The Assault has like a special ability. It's like their alt, I guess you could say. It's a shotgun. You can buff it in different ways. Like, for example, this version of it, whenever you get a kill, it recharges your abilities faster. For this one, every time you get a kill, it's going to refresh your timer for using the shotgun, so you can use it just longer and more frequently. This one is a slug version, so it's just a slug, it's not a spread. You got like a smoke, you got like an acid launcher, which is pretty cool. This is what I like to use. This is just straight up health. It just gives you health pretty much. So yeah, these are all like what the Assault has to offer. One star card I would recommend, especially as you get more comfortable playing the game and you get better at it, I would recommend you using Marksman. Because especially with certain classes like the Sniper or the Heavy, they're like, if you try to cool down your weapon, it's going to take a while for it to go all the way down. So I like to use Marksman, because as you get headshots, it's just going to cool down your weapon for you. So you don't have to actually do it yourself. It's just going to automatically do it as long as you're getting headshots, which is it's not too hard. Getting headshots in this game really isn't too hard. We'll go over weapons and skins here in a bit, but we'll move on to Heavy next. I love the heavy. I think they're so cool. Same thing. You got your boost cards here, and then you got your ability cards here. Heavy has a great, like, range of, I think, ability cards. I like their grenade better than the assault. It's like a sticky grenade. It also detonates really fast. This combat shield's really nice. It pulls up a little shield for your character that blocks a lot of damage, actually. And as you can see, this card buffs it even more. If you're ever fighting tanks, or if you're ever fighting really tanky opponents, ion torpedoes are great. I would also recommend using the ion turret or the detonation charge. I feel like these three are great for destroying tanks or anything that is a bit irritating to fight, a bit bigger. If you need just like area control, I like personally to use the barrage. It's just a grenade launcher. You get 3 shots. I'll fire them into a group of enemies, get a bunch of points, get a bunch of kills. Boom, already on your way to a hero. It has the heavy's ult is like a heavy machine gun. So it has 3 different versions you can get. This one's more of a lightweight one. You move faster. You get health regen as soon as you use it, but it doesn't do as much damage. It has a damage nerf because of the mobility. The one I like to use is the supercharged. Yes. Supercharged one. Same thing, it has the health regen. It has a small explosive blast though. I like to use this to clear big groups of enemies, tight hallways. You just blast into it. Oh, it's so much fun. It's very Last Stand-esque. Popping this and it's like you're in a Last Stand. It's so fun. The explosive sentry, I honestly can't recommend this one. It's kind of buns. I think it used to be really, really like almost OP against other players and characters. I think they nerfed it, so it's really only usable against like deployables or like tanks and stuff. But even then, I don't think the damage justifies the use, so I almost wouldn't even recommend using this one. But that's pretty much the gist for the heavy. And also, I actually probably should have done this, but we'll just go back to it. You see, as you're looking at heavy, if you see that ability details option, if you hit it, it's going to tell you what your abilities do if you ever forget. And you can also pull this up in game. So it shows you what cards you have equipped. It shows you what each of your abilities are, what they do. I like to change things up as I play a lot, so sometimes I just forget what I'm using. So I like to use that to remind myself. But we'll move on to the officer. They are a very good support-based class. Got your regular boost cards. All the boost cards for all the base classes are going to be all the same, so everyone has access to them. With the ability cards, you have the flash grenade, which you can detonate on your own. You can remote detonate yourself, I guess I should say. You have like a disruptor. The officer's ability is called a battle command, but the base version I think just heals you and a bunch of people around you whenever you use it. But with this one, battle command has an increased radius in which it can heal your teammates. And you have this one, which will boost like your ability recharge rate of your teammates, and it also boosts the radius in which it does it. I like to use this one. It has a shorter recharge time, but it also heals and buffs your teammates. I think the buffs, it might be a damage buff. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But mostly it's used for the health. You have a deployable shield if you want. It's okay. It takes a lot of health. I don't personally like using these shields in the game. I feel like they get in the way more than they benefit. I feel like you're kind of a sitting duck once you're in it, unless you're using it really strategically, which, I mean, you could, but I just personally don't like to. You have a homing shot. It's like a guided missile that you'll use when you shoot it, you'll guide it yourself. Kind of tricky, but effective. I like to use a turret. I probably should be using the improved turret, but I like to invest into my flashbang and my battle command. I also like marksman for my officer. But it's a great way to get points. It just tags people non-stop pretty much. If you put it in the right spot, you can even get points while you're dead. Officer is a great support class. This one gets better the more you use it, the more you level it up. Other classes I feel like are kind of like have a base. Like they're good at just that base, but officer gets better the more you use it. Specialist, I like to use this class. Sniping's very fun. I like to snipe in most games I play, so sniping in this game is also enjoyable for me. The ability cards for the specialist is very long range focused. You have a shock grenade, which kind of just stuns the enemies that get stuck into it. You have like thermal binoculars, which are actually kind of cool. If you use them, you can, one, for just yourself, when you use them, they're thermal, so you can see all the enemies in front of you. If you just need to know where someone is specifically, or if you just need to find your next target, using these are a great way to do it. But you can also mark targets with it. So if you stay on to a certain target for a long period of time, or a certain amount of time, it'll mark it so everyone on your team can see exactly where they are. The specialist has an infiltration ability. Since it's focused on long range, normally its special ability allows it to get up close and personal. It's like a mini burst weapon that you can run quicker with and get up and close to fight people. I like to use this one. I don't really use the infiltration much, but when I do, I like to use scramble because it takes you off radar in general, but it scrambles like all enemy scanners, so like it's almost like a little mini EMP going off whenever you use it. If you're someone that likes to post up in a certain spot, I would recommend using trip mine. It is very cool. You just place it on the wall, has a laser that goes across. Once they walk through, boom, they blow up. It doesn't have too bad of a recharge time, so. Personal shield, I would not recommend using this. I think this thing sucks. You get a shield that blocks all damage. It has a certain amount of health, but you can't shoot out of it while you have it. You can't do anything except run, which I guess if you're trying to run, that makes sense, but I'm a very aggressive player, so I don't want to use this because it's not going to allow me to shoot back, and that's what I want to do, so I will never use this. You can give yourself a little pistol if you ever just want to have something to help you in the close range. I don't think the pistol's that good, honestly, so. This is like almost a shockwave cannon, so you'll use it and it just like blows people back. I should probably use this more because it actually sounds kind of fun right now. This version of infiltration just gives you DR while you're in it, so you just take a lot less damage. That way you can survive longer and get more kills. This one is just kind of like a refresher. It refreshes your timer whenever you get kills with it, and then as you level it up, it'll give you more time. But these are the base classes. Before we move on to the weapons and whatnot, I do want to go over. We have a few other classes that I think we should go over. We have an enforcer, an aerial, and an infiltrator. These are characters that you can play throughout the game as you get enough points to play them. I think they cost about 1,000 points while you're playing, but they are all very good. I don't really use aerial or infiltrator. Infiltrator I will use if there's a certain character for a certain faction that I'm playing, but mostly I like enforcer. For the Republic, these are the Republic Commandos. The Commandos are fucking dope, so I'm always going to use them. Super Battle Droids for the droids, obviously. We'll go over more of the appearances later, but yeah, I love the Enforcer personally. A lot of these cards are more simple. They're just straight up boosts. This is more generic since it covers a wide faction. But you get health regen faster. I like this one because it gives you health on kills, so it's like the assault in that way. Your middle ability, no matter what it is, sometimes for some characters it's a buffed up weapon, sometimes it's a healing area like the officer has. Each class, different enforcer has a different ability, so this is just a longer activation time for it. So this one will just mark targets that are damaging you. Kind of niche in my opinion, but still usable. And then of course this one's just great because it gives you more health. 20% more health on the top end is kind of crazy. So enforcers are really good. Aerial, I do not use these guys enough. I probably should. But I mean, again, you got health on kills. This one's for more retaliation, kind of like the Enforcer. Max health increased. Regen faster. This one's pretty cool. You get another evade and a faster charge time for your evades. Because this is a jetpack class, so when your dodge is with your jetpack, so you'll dodge and you boost to whatever direction you're dodging, which is pretty nice. I definitely need to level this one up more. But as you can see, like for this Super Battle Droid Enforcer specifically, you have Overload as their ability, so it's a modified weapon fire mode that is like a crazy amount of damage and it shoots really fast. So for the star card, that's not right. We'll go back to that. For the star card expert weapons handling, that would be active for much longer. So it's pretty cool. Moving on to the Infiltrator. These are probably some of the coolest characters as well. For the Republic, you're an ARC Trooper. For the Separatists, you're a Commando Droid. Both of them probably two of the coolest characters in the game in Star Wars, so who doesn't want to play those? You got an ability recharge cooldown buff, which is nice. Got an extra dodge. This one's pretty good. Every time you get melee or hit someone with your melee, it like will tell you where other enemies are around you. Retaliation, where this one marks targets for you. And then you got Stalker. Whenever you have like use your scanning ability, you get kills for killing them with your scanning ability, which is pretty cool. We'll go over the tanks and stuff as well. You don't need as much with these, but we'll give like a brief overview. Tanks, same thing. You can boost them. When you have like your auto repairs, like it'll just give you, like honestly, it'll just pretty much heal you over time. Whatever your left ability is, it's gonna give it, make it last for longer. So for example, with the AAT, linked fire, fires both lasers simultaneously for a limited time. That limited time will be buffed to a 60% more time, which is nice. At the top end, at least. And you got more damage, you got faster recharge, you got more health. So if like this one's actually, I need to definitely level this up for this one, but if your tank or whatever you're using has a certain weak spot, it'll take less damage from that weak spot, which is actually pretty massive. And you got a speeder. Honestly, don't really use these. I mean, you got health, cooldowns. Alright, that's weapon cooling. Your defense, missile lock on time. Pretty simple. The speeder's not available for everything. It's more so for specific maps for specific game modes, I think, which is nice that they included, but not really what I use. You got artillery, which is like your big ones. This one's not going to be levelable. It's just kind of, if it's there, you can use it, and these are the abilities you have while you're using it. And then with the starfighters, we'll give them a brief overview. A lot of them are pretty simple too. Defensive ability, so for example, like the astromech will heal you for more health. You can increase your turret damage, torpedo damage, your max health. This is like an acceleration upgrade, so you can speed up faster and slow down faster. This is for how long it takes for enemies to lock onto you, like with their missiles and whatnot, which is actually really good. You can make it take 200% longer if you just never want to take hits from those kind of things. And then you can reduce the amount of time it takes for you to lock on. This is only a 50% decrease, but still helpful. This is just a base damage buff up to 10%, which is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. This is decreases the amount of time it takes for you to get your health back. The fighter class is more well-rounded. It can do a lot of things well. It can attack other fighters very well. It can attack like big objectives very well. It's mobile. The interceptor is all about speed. I like to use this one just to fight other starfighters, get around in and out real quick. This one has the engine upgrade, the turn rate, which is pretty cool. You just get to turn faster and harder. The offensive abilities, so for this specific ship, it'd be the concussion missile. The afterburner cooldown is like a speed boost that this ship has. You use it and it just gives you like a big boost, like you're almost using NOS in a racing game. This will make it where your weapons won't overheat as fast. This is just like your recharge, your like lock-on ability. Whatever weapon ability you have for your ship, that's what this will buff the recharge time for. Now this is just a fire rate increase, which is pretty crazy that it goes up to 20%. Damage, so you can have 10% more damage with a 20% more fire rate, which is kind of crazy combined. And then of course you have the enemy lock-on increase timer. Bomber, all about blowing shit up. Got the reduced missile lock, you got the total health, the weapon ability buff, how fast and slow or how fast and it can accelerate and slow down. Reduces overheating. The defense ability, which is like an astromech for this one, it just gives you more health. Increases your dual torpedo damage, which is how your bombers will mostly do their damage. Base damage buff, of course, and then you got the target lock increase, of course. So that is all the classes, all the base stuff done. Now I do want to get into weapons. I probably could have done this in between, but we'll just do a general overhaul, because we'll just go over the 4 base classes for this, because these are the only ones you can change the weapons for. So assault, each class will have about 5 weapons. The base one is like an all-around decent one. The only difference between the base weapon that your class starts with and the last weapon that it unlocks is that the last weapon, you can put mods on it to buff it, but the stats and the damage and all that is the exact same. You also have a little comparison meters that you can see that tells you how it compares to whatever weapon you're using. You can honestly make any of these weapons work, so if you have a preference, a look, just equip it, level it up, you'll make it work. Personally, my favorite is the E11 for the assault. If I'm feeling really in a Star Wars mood, I might just use the base weapon just because it's going to be whatever weapon your faction uses. So, for example, I think the F11D is for the First Order Stormtroopers. But, like, well, actually, we'll go back. So, like, Stormtroopers, you got the E11. Droids, you have their base E5. Rebels, they have the E11-16 or EL-16. Actually, that's the Resistance, I'm sorry. These are the Rebels. They have the A2ADC, which is funny because you can unlock this one. The Republic, you got the DC-15, classic. And then, yeah, so as you can see, and it's the same for like all the other classes as well. Heavy. My favorite is the FWMB-10K. It's kind of like the base version for some of the classes or some of the factions. You also have the DC-15, which isn't bad. The TL-50 is kind of eh. The T-21 is very nice. It's a very slow firing one, but it hits like a truck. With this one, I always will use the star card Marksman. I can find it. Marksman, because if you use that last one, you're definitely going to need recharge help. So I would definitely recommend this as a pairing. But I like the FMWB. It has a thermal scope, which I think I like to use. And I mean, a lot of them will come with scopes as they level up. Like, you'll get like a cooling barrel, there's a scope, and there's like a some have like a different firing. Like this one is an ion shot, which is more damage to turrets and vehicles, but it doesn't do as much damage to troopers, so I don't really use this one. While it's nice that you get the damage buff for tanks and stuff, it's not that noticeable that I want to take away from the damage I'm doing to base troopers, which I'm going to be fighting more, so I don't even bother with it almost. But like, see, with the TL-50 it's pretty cool, because I mean, you have the cooling, but then like you get an extended barrel, so it has like, the spread's not going to be as bad since it has such a high fire rate. It also has a secondary fire mode, which I'll have to try once I level it up. But yeah, those are the heavies. Now we got the officer. Base, just a pistol. Pretty cool. It's like the Republic DC-17 pistol. The S5 is personally my favorite. This thing is looks cool, sounds cool, all around dope blaster. Got the Blurg. I think this one's like a burst fire. Yeah, it's a 2 burst fire. So it starts two bullets in a burst. Then you got the SE-44. It's a first order blaster. The DL-18 is pretty nice. I like this one as well. Like an outer rim blaster. Has a decent fire rate. This one has a reduced spread since it has more fire, has a faster fire rate. And then you don't even, it has like a full auto mode too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, S5 is definitely my recommendation. It has a lot of damage. If you're precise enough, I think it's like a 2-shot kill if you hit the head. So once you get it going, it's just, oh, it's satisfying. It is very satisfying. Specialist. I use the NT-242 just because it's a 1-shot headshot. All the other ones, I'm not 100% sure. This one, the IQA, might be a 1-shot headshot. Don't quote me on it. I'd have to go back and check. The base one's not. With the Vulcan, And the A20, I just feel like I just spray a lot when I use these. I kind of just pepper them. If I'm going to be sniping, I want to be like posted up, taking heads off. So that's why I like to use this one. You can also unlock the Tuscan sniper, which is pretty cool. Need to level this one up, but not too bad. So that is all the weapons gone over. And I'll go give a quick overview of like cosmetics and stuff. Like a lot of your characters have different cosmetics. So we'll just go over the Republic because that's the coolest. Now with the cosmetics, you will have to buy them if you haven't. There's a bundle pack for the game. It's like a celebration pack, but it comes with pretty much all of these skins, and you can change them as you want. If you have a favorite favorite Trooper Corps, or if you have a favorite like Empire look. Some of them are kind of limiting. You know, I like the training one for the droids. Gives you a lot of different options. Pretty cool. I'm pretty sure there are skins you can unlock in game. It's just not as abundant, unfortunately. I mean, same thing here. Give me a Zabrak for the heavy. Quarren if you want. I like 5.0 first for my Republic Clone Troopers. Anakin's my favorite Jedi, so I have to. And that bundle pack that you have to buy, I don't think it should be very expensive. You might even be able to get it for free now, but it gives you like a crazy amount of skins. Not just for your troopers and stuff, but like your enforcers can get them. Like for example, the clone commandos. You can get all of these cool different ones. The Droideka has one. I mean, the Wookiees. It's not. Some of them aren't like crazy differences, but there's still a difference. Actually, I'll go over there. These probably have the coolest ones. ARC Troopers. Got the 5.0 first looking ARC Trooper. I really like this one because it's black and orange. And you can do phase 1 or phase 2, which is pretty cool. Got a greenish looking one, and then you got the default, which is red. Commando droids have a lot of different options. If you watch the Clone Wars, I like the Diplomat. I think it looks pretty cool. Alright. And with that, we'll go into heroes and villains. A lot of these heroes have a learning curve. You're going to have to play with them. They all play differently. They all have different things that they're good at, that they're not good at. And their cards help a lot, and it at least helped me to look at the cards to go over what kind of playstyle I wanted. So we'll start with Boba, I guess. So they will each have about 9 to 10, like about 9 star cards, I think. And they all buff what they do best. So like this one buffs like how fast Boba's jetpack refuels, buffs your ability regen while you're in the air, except it decreases your health regen. If you use one of his abilities, it just reveals enemy for a longer amount of time. Got a concussion grenade that will concuss them for a longer time. If you hit multiple targets, Boba's jetpack won't take any fuel for an amount of time, which is pretty cool. This just makes your fuel burn slower, which I like to use. If you deal more than 500 damage in like one activation of his like barrage ability, it's going to reduce the cooldown for the next one. If you use barrage ability while you're in flight, you take DR. You have damage reduction, which is pretty nice. I like to use that one. And the center of the blast of each of these missiles will do bonus damage, which is nice. I like to just fly around and just blast these into a crowd. It's so cool. And a lot of the heroes too, like with that bundle pack that I was telling you about, a lot of the heroes will get skins too. Like Emperor Palpatine, he got the episode 9 skin from his Eternal Robes. Pretty cool. You have, for the Clone Wars characters, the Clone Wars fits. You got a Jedi Robes fit, and then you got his base fit. Same with Obi-Wan. Pretty sick. That was pretty nice. And almost all of the characters have different skins. Like, there are some that don't. Like, Boba doesn't. Bosk doesn't. Darth Vader doesn't. Captain Phasma doesn't. But everybody else does. I'm not even going to go over BB-8 or BB-9. I don't use them, as you can see. BB-8's at least level 3, but... I really like Lando as a hero. I mean, he's been one I've been using a lot more lately. He has a lot of traps, so he has like a disabler that'll shock enemies if they get stuck into it. He has a smoke bomb. I like to use the smoke bomb and the trap at the same time. It's a good area of effect, lockdown area kind of thing. His ult is kind of like, it pulls up this targeting system where you hip fires. It finds like a certain amount of targets that are close to you, and he just shoots them on. It's like a one-shot kill most of the time. Or if it's another hero that you're fighting, it does a fuck ton of damage. But I like to use that for him. A lot of the heroes and villains have a lot of stamina reduction as well. Like Luke's are really cool. I use this one. The Intensify is great because as long as you're staying alive and doing damage, and it's just like total damage, you get more. You get a damage buff that like doesn't go away until you die. So if you're just not dying, you're getting a bunch of kills. Your damage output's gonna be crazy with Luke. I mean, you got. This one's pretty cool. I used to use it. This is like, makes the shots you deflect super accurate, but it just drains more stamina. But Luke also has this, which will drain less stamina. So if you combine 35% less stamina drain with the 10% stamina increase, it's still 25%, which isn't bad if you're getting super accurate deflects. I used to pair these two together a lot. But yeah, I would say my biggest tip for playing heroes and villains, it can be a little overpowering whenever you come in. You have all these cool abilities, you're playing as a super cool character. Your thought might just be to run in and get as many kills as you can. I would recommend playing a little slower with heroes, especially your lightsaber heroes. You are not invincible. If you don't play it right, you will drain your stamina and you will just get obliterated by everybody around you. You gotta use their abilities, you gotta use their strengths, you gotta be aware of their weaknesses. Some characters are more tanky than others, some characters are quicker than others, some characters do a little bit more damage, some characters have better dodges. You just gotta play around, find what works. And just work with, I would recommend finding one of your favorite characters, whoever it is. Like, for example, my favorite character is Anakin. I would just come in, focus on Anakin, level him up, get comfortable with him, learn his moves, find what star cards I think best fit how I want to use them, and just play with it. Which is why I also recommend co-op, because co-op is a great way to level up your characters in a quick way, have fun, and it's easier to learn without the pressure of, you know, you're getting stomped on and supremacy, and you just don't have the credits to get you just don't have the points to get a hero or a villain in the game. And if you do, you might not, since you're not as experienced, or you just don't know how that character works, but you wanted to try them, and then you're dying instantly. It's just not very fun. So if you want to like focus on your heroes and villains, you could always try the game mode heroes versus villains. This is going to be a little bit more sweaty though. The people that play this game mode are pretty damn good with their heroes and villains. So if you want to practice there against the best, against the better players, I won't stop you. It's a great way to practice. But personally, I like co-op. Especially because since this game doesn't get any updates anymore, they have double XP, like all kinds of increased XP gains going almost all the time, if not all the time. So I would definitely recommend you just playing, and you'll get your ranks with ease, honestly. I think I'm ranking up each of my heroes or villains at least once, if not twice, every match that I play with them. So, and then the max that you need for the heroes to go from the base white cards to the purple cards is level 25, so it's not like crazy amount of time you got to put into each hero or villain. And by the time you reach level 25, you should be pretty proficient with that hero or villain. So that was my breakdown of Star Wars Battlefront II. I think this game holds up incredibly well. I think this game is, graphics wise and how it looks better than a lot of games that are coming out now, and this game is much older than those games. I think this game definitely deserves the resurgence it has gotten. I know that the launch of this game was historically bad. Players hated the pay-to-win aspect, hated the fact that you had to grind insane hours to get like max rank for your heroes or villains. The star card system when it first launched was horrible. The fact that you could pay and you could level all your characters up that way. But I would, if you're a Star Wars fan, I would recommend this game hands down. As a Star Wars game, for what it offers you from a multiplayer aspect, it is incredible. If you're not a Star Wars fan, but you're just like a big like team battle fan, or you just think it looks cool, or you saw it was on sale for some reason, either way, I would definitely recommend giving this game a try. I think, since the game launched, I've come back and played it. I feel like I play it pretty regularly. I have a group of friends that I'll play with. We'll come in, we'll play co-op. We'll do some, if we're feeling it, we might try some heroes versus villains. We'd like to do Starfighter Assault or Ewok Hunt. It's just always a good time. Definitely recommend this game. It's gotten a resurgence that it definitely came out of nowhere. I hope EA and DICE take note of that and understand that players want more. Who knows if we'll get a Battlefront 3. But that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think. If this video does well, I can do more. I love this game, so I would love to cover it some more. If you have any questions or anything you want me to cover next, or if you have anything you want me to go over, anything I missed, leave it down in the comments below. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Talk to you later. Peace.